is Luzette Pressley, your host, and today is a great day. We are blessed to have the man with us, Ms. Attorney Mack Miller.
Hi, yes, just chief strategist, but a citizen legislator, I should say. That was Assemblyman Marchand's term, and a number of the Assembly members in the Nevada legislature gave me that term, so I actually appreciate it. I've been doing that for more than 20 years, ever since I was in high school.
Really?
Yes, so.
That's good to know, but tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Well, you know, Luzette, I was born in Las Vegas.
Oh.
I am a Las Vegas native. It's very rare that you find a Las Vegas native. And
indeed.
I've been working behind the scenes for our community all my life. I started in high school with a program called Trial by Peers, and I saw that the criminal justice system was something we needed to keep our youth out of. So back when I was a teenager, I started that program. It's a diversion program. It basically helps teenagers understand the law, helps them understand the law enforcement, helps them get a perspective that they don't normally get to see. You know, I grew up in a very, I'll just say it, I grew up in a poor neighborhood. It was the west side of town, not west as you know it geographically, but we call it the west side.
I see.
Vegas wasn't that big then, and I saw a lot of teens getting into trouble. You know, I've had my share of concerns and worries, and I wanted to produce something that would help the teens in this community, and it's blessed the teens in this community. We've got a lot of attorneys that have actually come out of the program. It teaches them about the law. It teaches them how the process works and why it's not something to be feared, but something to be cherished.
That's right.
So, and it's going strong since 1993, and now they're across the country. They're the most successful juvenile criminal diversion program in our state, and I am proud to say that I'm the founder of that program.
Very
with my
nice.
team.
That's really awesome. Did you hear that, everyone? This is a mover and shaker of the community.
All my life I've been doing things.
That is about our show anyway. We talk to people who are the movers and shakers of the community,
right.
People who are doing great things for the community.
You're right, Luzette. You know, we're at a time right now where we need to be united.
Yes.
And I mean, that's the first, you know, I have a saying in my campaign, because you know I am running for Assembly District 5.
That's right.
So, and Saturday, less than 7 days away, less than 5 days away, to tell you the truth, are early voting. So when your viewers see this, it'll be time to go to the polls. If they see Mack Miller on that poll, on their ballot, they need to vote for Mack Miller. Here's the thing. I don't know if you knew this or not, Luzette, but I'm the vice president of the Chinese American Citizens Alliance.
Oh yes, you told me that last time I met you.
Exactly, and people always say, so Chinese American Citizens Alliance, you know,
yes.
Why the Chinese American Citizens Alliance? My thing is this: I don't just work to support our community of one demographic. Not just black people, not just white people, not just Latin people. I've worked all my life in support of all races, all ethnicities, religions, and so forth. Ages as well, sexes as well. And so, it is my honor to be the vice president of the Chinese American Citizens Alliance. It's the oldest. Now, I've had this debate, but it's not much of a debate. Some would say the NAACP is the oldest. But actually, they established in 1909, whereas the Chinese American Citizens Alliance was established in 1892.
Oh, really?
So it's officially and legally the oldest civil rights organization in the United States of America.
Wow.
And the Asian community is our largest growing community right here in Las Vegas. So we don't want to forget a demographic that has helped this country grow and has helped build this country. The link between the African American community as well as the Asian community is something that people don't know. Like I said, I'm a native. I've seen this town grow. I've worked hard for this town. I've lived all over the world, but I'm proud to call America and Las Vegas my home, and proud to get to work for Nevada as their assemblyman. Here's the thing. The Chinese were the first to allow black Americans into their businesses.
Really?
The Chinese gambling halls were the first casinos to allow African Americans to gamble. It wasn't until Frank Sinatra and Sammy Davis Jr. came into town that blacks could actually entertain, and not only that, but sleep in the hotels on the Strip.
Wow.
But well before that, it was the Chinese community that welcomed us, because we have so much in common. Yes. This is an immigrant nation. However, it's a legal immigrant nation. It's a nation of which we need to abide by the laws. Right or wrong, they're there. If we don't like them, you put people like me in place to analyze those laws and change them for the better. Right. Get rid of things that don't work. If it doesn't work, you get rid of it.
Wow.
You don't leave it there. So that's what I'll be planning on doing. That's what I will be doing. That's what I've done for the last 20 years of my life since I was a teenager. Put things in place that work.
Yes.
Not one of my programs have been revisited, and not one of my programs have been taken off the books. So Trial by Peers is going strong.
Wow,
So,
I am amazed.
Yeah, it's...
I had a great education today of history. Thank you very much, Mr. Miller.
Thank
So
you.
what are your future plans?
So, my future plan, number one, my goals are to continue to defend our Constitution, number one. Every country has some form of laws that in their country they want to abide by and that they try to abide by. I think that America, we do the greatest bit at really trying to make those laws affect all and not just one demographic of people. I'm a strong supporter of our Constitution. I'm a strong supporter of Nevada's independence. I'm a strong supporter of the independence of the individual people within Nevada and this country.
Yes.
I support our veterans wholeheartedly.
Oh, yes.
I am a person that's just like everyone else in the community. I am not perfect. I run my campaign letting people know that there were times when my lights were turned off. There have been times when I didn't have enough gas to get to school. I understand what the average person, including myself, goes through on a daily basis, and that's why I'm running to take this position as Nevada's next assemblyman in District 5. Because we need someone that not only have grown with this community, but that has expanded, reached out across the globe and this country, and understand every walk of life, from one side of the tracks to the other. I've been on both.
Awesome.
In front of the bench, behind the bench,
Yes.
I've seen it all.
Oh.
And I understand it. I understand the trials and tribulations that most people have. So with that, education is important.
Yes.
It's the biggest thing. We need choices. We need to be able to not have our hands tied by government to say you can only send your child to one place.
Right.
And if that place isn't great, oh, so be it. No, parents need to be able to get their children educated.
That's right.
Over the last couple of years, my daughter came from China, actually, was born in China.
Oh.
And I'm on the SLT, which is the school organization team. I was the co-chair. I'm also on the PTA. And I see what schools need. We worked hours last week to make sure we didn't have to fire a teacher at the school because the budget was cut.
I see.
We're running our school. Our public school offers just $35,000 for the entire year after the budget was cut.
Yes.
I fought very hard to keep those teachers from losing their jobs.
Yes.
And I was successful, at least in one school, I was successful to keep a teacher from losing their job. And we did it. And I'm
Yes.
very proud of that. And I'll continue
Very
to do
good.
that as your
Very
assemblyman in Nevada.
So what are you going to do about jobs too?
Jobs is one of the biggest problems we have with small business is we are taxed to the hilt. We are feed out. There's a fee for this and a fee for that and a tax for this and a tax for that.
Yes.
But what's more, before you can even start a small business, you spend so much money in regulatory fees before you can even provide your service or your product to the general public and make a dime. My goal is to get through all that red tape, starting with our commerce tax.
Yes.
Most small businesses don't make $4 million, and they are aware that they don't even qualify to have to file the commerce tax.
Right.
But as the law stands currently, you have to file it even if you don't qualify. But here, there's $300 you have to spend out of your small budget to pay an accountant or a bookkeeper, basically an accountant, to file a document that says you don't qualify. Why? Just don't file it. If you don't qualify, we need to change the law. If we can't get it repealed, which my goal is to get it repealed so that small businesses can grow, the more money small businesses are able to keep, the more people they can hire.
Yes.
And if they don't hire, they can give a raise.
Yes.
Or how about more hours? 20 years ago, we saw the hours go from full-time to part-time to hourly to losing benefits. That's a direct relation to businesses being taxed to the hilt. They have to do what they have to do to survive. And I want to change that so that they can give raises, so they can give more hours, so they can put more people back on full-time. And it starts with the commerce tax.
Awesome. That's awesome. And if they have more hours, they have more motivation to do a better job.
They have more motivation to work. They can feed their families. People are working 2-3 jobs. Even people with college educations are coming out and they're working as clerks at 7-Elevens. There are so many people that are highly educated that are working as clerks because they can't find jobs that will give them the benefits they need for their families. And we need to focus on trades.
Yes, that's right. Do you have time for the heroes?
Oh, you know what? The heroes. People often, you hear the term veterans, and yes, I support our veterans 100%. But I call them heroes because without our veterans, we wouldn't even be able to make statements like this without
That's
fear
right.
of being yanked out of our houses in the middle of the night.
Yes.
Without due process.
I know.
Our veterans are our first line of defense, and our first responders are the same.
Mm-hmm.
Our veterans need to make sure they're taken care of.
Yes.
We need to make sure that they're taken care of. We need to make sure that their benefits are prioritized and expedited. I had a veteran that told me that he was just now getting approved for benefits from the Vietnam War, from injuries he suffered in the Vietnam War.
Oh my goodness.
That's horrific. Meanwhile, California, as we speak, are attempting to put on their ballot something that will allow someone that's not even a citizen, and not only a citizen, but someone that has been here unauthorized, illegally, to get services that the taxpayers break their back to put into the tax system.
Wow.
And a lot of the taxpayers don't even qualify for these services. It's oftentimes they don't.
I hope that doesn't happen
That
in
can't
Nevada.
happen. They are next door to us.
Yes.
I employ any Republicans that are going to be closing their businesses in California to come to Nevada and set up shop here and vote Republican and vote for business and
Yes.
vote for the community and
Yes.
vote for all demographics of people. We need to make sure that our veterans are taken care of and that they're put at the head of the line when it comes to getting their benefits and not waiting forever
Yes.
to be serviced.
Yes. Well, thank you very much for your time. I hope you have another time in the future.
I would love to come back.
Yes, and thank you everyone for spending your time with us. And did you heard what the man, Mr. Mack Miller here, has talked about his platform?
Yes.
So make sure that you support.
Definitely, and that's Mack Miller for Nevada.com. That's Mack Miller for Nevada.com. Hashtag back Mack. Thank you very much for having me, Luzette.
Thank you very much for coming here, and thank you everyone. Till next time, we will
Goodbye.
see you again. Be grateful.